So today I am going to try to clear out these weeds here. First I'm just going to mow them with Old Blue, and then I'm going to comb. I'm not going to till. I need to do a little bit of servicing to the tiller. I'm not sure the right angle gear on that tiller. It says something like it needs gear oil, or I'm not sure what. I didn't get the manual when I got that thing. But before I turn it on and use it, I want to replace the gear oil in it. And I'm not sure if it's packed or if it's actually oil in there. All right. So if you look right there, this bolt comes off right here, and that gives you access into where the gears are. And it says it has an oil level right there. This is where you're supposed to have the oil level. So there's the oil level right there where that line is. Here's like a little picture of an oil can, or oil going in like a liquid oil. And here is an oil can. So I think it's actually regular gear oil. So I picked up some gear oil, as opposed to, grease, just packing it with grease. I opened up this one. So this has pictures on it too, right? That actually shows a grease gun, right? And when I took that thing off, that thing was really packed and really clean looking. So I think the chain is fine, but the gear oil needs to be, I need to take a look at it. So that's what I'm going to do a little bit later. But first, as soon as I put that grinder away, I'm going to take Old Blue out and do some mowing. What did I do with that gear oil? It's right over here. That's the other thing, is I have no idea what kind of gear oil to put in there. I went and picked up, I was thinking, let me just go get some gear oil, and of course they had a whole bunch of different kinds, different weights and stuff like that, so I just picked up this. It's probably the wrong kind, but I'm going to use it anyway. Well, today, it is Saturday. Got a few things I need to do. I picked up this thing, these two little, I don't know what you call those, little deals that you can wheel things around. And I was watching a YouTube video with Roy Rector when he was singing Tractor Time and all kinds of stuff, but I kind of like his idea of putting his equipment on wheels so that he can wheel them around. I've got this sitting on cinder blocks, and I'm going to put that thing on wheels instead. Eventually I still need to get my pallet shelving in there, and I will be putting some of that heavier stuff on pallets so that I can take some of this stuff, like my broom, and I don't know, my comb can stay out there, but that sweeper there and the trailer inside, I can put these things, the snow blower and the tiller, up on the pallet shelving. So that's one of the projects that I need to do. Probably not going to get to that this weekend, but I'm definitely going to put this on some wheels, right? And one of the reasons I want to get it on the wheels is because I need to change some gear oil in the back. Or I just wanted to check the gear oil in the back Um, if you look, this is the right angle gear here, and it takes gear oil. So I wanted to check the gear oil. It looks like some gear oil or something had spilled out over the winter time. Looks a little bit wet right down in there. You probably can't see it. So wanted to check that. And I picked up another thing from Harbor Freight. It's a 2-ton shop crane, and I'm going to be putting that together. So that's the thing that I'm going to do right now. Oh man, that's heavy too. I'm going to get this, put this on the dolly, take it into the shop, get it put together. What that's going to allow me to do is move some of this heavy stuff a little bit easier. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. It was only like $170. It was under $200, and it's a 2-ton. So that's what I'm going to get started on. The 2-ton shop crane comes in 2 boxes. First thing you do is you put these wheels on it. These casters has some bolts and stuff that are in this that are wrapped up over there, and then we're going to slide in some of these big bars, and what that does is that provides weight that goes off to the side, so you'll see that in a second. So once you get those casters on, the big ones go in the back, the smaller ones go up front. You slide these big poles in here, and there's 2 holes to attach it to this base using some pretty large cotter pins, or some pretty large pins, and then there's a couple of cotter pins in there for them. Okay. And then the next part is to bring up some, part of the crane. So that's what's coming next, is the crane. Well, as you can see, all the nuts and bolts, excuse me, are gone. But it never fails. I always forget something. And I do have to put the cotter pins and bolts on the base. And what I forgot was that handle. It's supposed to go right there, so I had to undo the bolt, and of course that means I had to loosen those down there so that had some play right there. So I'm going to put that handle on. Don't you forget to do that if you ever have to put one of these together. Okay, I don't know how much that thing weighs. 350 pounds or more, I don't know, maybe 400 pounds. That tiller, it's pretty darn heavy. I've got it set at a 1/2 ton. It lifted it up, no problem. Wheeling it was not too bad. You want to sweep up all of your dirt and so forth, but that's where the tiller was sitting. And so now I've wheeled it out here, and so the thing seems to be working. It has this little chain on it, this little hook right here, and at first I hooked it to this thing on the side of that gear, that right-hand gear, but that wasn't like right in the middle of it, and so the thing, when I picked it up, was a little bit lopsided, quite a bit lopsided. So I put it right here in the middle where the 3-point hitch goes, the center 3-point hitch, and that lifted it right up, very balanced. And I had to use another piece of my chain because the hook on this thing wasn't big enough to get around this bushing, or that fitting, whatever you call that thing. So it works. I'm happy with it. Now, the next step in my project here is to put those cinder blocks over there on these little dolly things, and then I'm going to put the
the tiller down on that, and that will allow me to wheel the whole thing around. Okay, and well, that's it. And plus once I get it on the wheels of the little dolly things, then I'm going to work on that gear there, change out the oil. Okay, I've got the back off of the right angle gear, and I've got some purple power there, and I've got my gear oil here. Purple power, you spray it onto a greasy spot and let it sit for a little bit and then sort of wipe it up. It's cheaper than using WD-40 or carburetor cleaner or whatever. Not quite as good. You just have to let it sit for a little bit, but then it just wipes right up. Okay, so I took this thing off, the little plug to the oil, and I'm going to put in some gear oil now. And I just need to put some in until it starts to run out. And that's when it gets up to the level that it's supposed to be at. Okay, when you're done using it, it folds up. Those long legs that went out on the base to give it strength and stabilize it, they fold up, and the arm that's stuck way out folds down. Okay, you need to get something. You need to get something to sort of tie around it, like a one of those stretchy things with the hooks on it, bungee cord. And I finished this thing. You know, I need to squirt it off, clean it up. Still has a bunch of dirt and junk on it from last year. I have greased all the fittings that I could find, all of the Zerks. I gave it oil. Didn't need any grease. I did pump some grease in there, but didn't take very much. Top and bottom. Bottom there, top there. And so that thing's ready to go. And that's a wrap for today.